Well, on the one hand, when you have a great big crisis, a bit like the disaster that BP has had in the Gulf or Toyota had around its 40 accelerators, the answer is clearly it is very hard. Having said that, there isn't necessarily any rocket science involved. There are a very large number of articles out there. There's general agreement within people how you handle these sorts of disasters. So while it is difficult, it's not unknown territory, and certainly there's no excuse for big companies making a PR disaster out of a major crisis. We often find that the psychology in big organisations, they've been very successful, they're full of very confident people who feel we're a great organisation, so these sorts of problems won't happen to us. Quite frankly, there's often a lot of denial, both in the run-up when there's a problem, they don't spot it and tackle it effectively, and when the crisis breaks, they don't treat it with the seriousness it deserves. A great example of someone high profile who had a crisis and handled it very well is Britain's chef Heston Blumenthal, when his restaurant was found to have poisoned a large number of its diners. He reacted in a textbook manner. He led from the front, he closed the restaurant immediately, he had it sanitised from top to bottom, he didn't seek to pass the buck for the blame to other people. He took all the responsible actions that you could have wanted, and when the restaurant reopened, there was a huge amount of media interest, and it continues successfully to this day. It turns out when the report into the food poisoning outbreak was published subsequently, that it was less than flattering about food hygiene at the restaurant. In fact, it was very critical. However, his initial strong handling of the problem made him able to weather the subsequent criticism, and indeed it didn't actually attract very much publicity. The way we help with our clients is helping them plan for crises, rehearse crises, and generally be familiar with the sort of things that are going to cause crises, so that first of all, problems are less likely to erupt, and when they are erupt, people are familiar and know how to deal with them straight away.